It's Versus presented by Auto Trader, the Ottawa edition. Matt Baker, he's Giulio Caravatta, Lions analyst on AM 730, among other platforms, including BCLions.com. Julio, Ottawa, another roadie.
Yeah.
We're going east for the first time in forever.
Yeah, no, it's always fun to go back to Ottawa. It's one of my more memorable road trips. I know that these guys behind me are going to be worried about getting a W on the road. It's going to be a tough environment. This is going to be Ottawa's, I think, home opener.
Yep.
So, you know, you're going to be lots of fans, lots of excitement, and I'm sure after the way they played in Saskatchewan, I'm sure this is going to be a big game for them.
Let's talk about the defenses.
Yeah.
We talked about what the Lions did in Calgary 2 weeks ago. Got off to a really good start against the Elks. This Ottawa team is a game, their one win was on the strength of defense. Only score was on the defensive side, and Abdul Canna pick six. Let's give both of these defenses some credit here, right?
There's a lot of great defenses being played right across the board. There's a lot of really good, plays being made on the other side. The schemes are good. And I think, everyone talks about, what's happening with the offense. I think you got to give credit to the defense and the defensive coordinators across the league because, man, oh man, they figured out the offenses. So it's going to take maybe a little while for these offensive coordinators to catch up. But this is going to be a tight battle between two very good defenses on both sides of the football. They get after the quarterbacks. They're going to disrupt the flow. So for me, it's going to be who figures it out the quickest that's going to get the advantage.
Offensive line, have to talk about it. Riker Matthews remains on the 6-game.
Yeah.
Joel Figueroa didn't practice all of this week, so it remains to be seen what it looks like. This Lions team up front, Julio, in for a tough test.
It is, but I the thing too is I think David Neville, stepping in at that left tackle. I think overall, I know that he gave up the one sack early on, but I think Neville's got a really bright future. I think he's a very, very good offensive lineman, and I think with more and more game time, he's just going to get better and better. So I don't know if there's going to be much of a drop off. Hey, listen, as I said, the other guys, the guys on the other side of the ball, they get paid too.
Yes.
Right. So you're good. They're going to make plays. What you want to try to do is limit them. So for the offensive line and for the offense of the BC Lions, you want to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands a little bit quicker, take a little bit of pressure off them, frustrate them, put the ball in guys like Lucky Whitehead's hands, Shaq Cooper's hands, Burnham's hands. Get those guys with the yards after the catch, because that's where I think this team could be really, really dangerous.
And Ottawa on the defensive side going to be scheming for whatever might be happening up front. We'll see what the roster has to say. Quarterbacks, Michael O'Reilly.
Always about the quarterbacks.
Always, but we left them for the end this time.
Yes.
Give the defensive guys some loves first. Michael O'Reilly, Matt Nichols, two veterans, a lot of wins there combined, but both guys will admit they probably haven't played their best football yet.
And I think probably both would admit they're probably not 100%,
right?
And that's probably the big thing. When you get a little bit older, that's one of the problems with having a long layoff. I think these guys have taken a little bit longer to get their bodies accustomed to what the rigors of playing professional football are. So I would imagine these guys are going to get better and better. There's no substitute for the experience part, right? I mean that when you get on the field with their experience, they're going to they're going to be able to make plays. And so I think one of the things that the Lions have the advantage on here is that if they can get after Matt Nichols is pretty much a stationary target.
Yeah.
He's a guy that wants to get rid of the ball. He doesn't want to take hits, and he's not going to probably hurt you with his feet. So the Lions are going to have that ability to come in there. But with Paul LaPolice in that offense, it's a lot of misdirection. They're going to try to get you guessing as far as formations and movement. So it's going to be a very, very good test.
Love it. Eastern trip. Love it. Ottawa. You played against the Rough Riders back in the day, so you go way back, and we won't talk about ages or anything, but he's Giulio Caravatta, him and Moj, pregame 3 o'clock Saturday. This has been Versus, presented by Auto Trader.